What is up, everyone? What you here right now? And I have my brother Curtis Reed, known as Curt Reed from Revolution Wrestling, and we're just going to conduct a quick interview with him, and let's see what he has to say. How you doing, Curtis?
Doing good. How about you?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you?
I'm doing good. Little hurting right now. A little sore. I've actually, I don't know if anybody wants to know about this. I've actually been dealing with a lot of pain lately, upper stomach region. I'm actually going to be going in to the hospital to get my gallbladder checked out, possibly get removed. Based on what the doctors have told me, people who are over the age of 20 normally get their gallbladder removed and can't work, depending on what type of work they do, for normally about 6 to 8 weeks. So I'm not looking forward to that. So.
Well, if that ever comes to happen, I wish you the best of luck of getting that out. And so I know that you are a wrestler in Revolution Wrestling. So
That is correct.
you are you going to be a tag team champion maybe someday in this business?
I don't know. I have been only wrestling since August. Been training since August. Made my debut in early September. Or no, excuse me, not early September. I've been wrestling since July. I'm sorry for the mix-up, but I'm wrestling since July. Made my debut in August. And we just finished our season a couple weeks ago at our final pay-per-view called called Uprising, which is like our WrestleMania for like WWE. So,
And
just got done with that.
what type of match were you competing in?
As some of you guys may know who watch Revolution Wrestling, make sure to like Revolution Wrestling on Facebook, and also subscribe to Revolution Wrestling on YouTube at youtube.com/FYWrestling. Like I said, we just got done with our show 2 weeks ago. My best friend and partner, Darren Rowe, who plays D-Rowe, him and I are a group as the Princeton Preps. And we just got done we were in a match, sorry, I'm a little messed up right now. We were in a match called a Tag Team Fatal 4-Way against 3 other teams. And we came up short. We didn't win the titles, unfortunately. But we're hoping next season the Princeton Preps will become tag team champions.
So what do you think is next for you in Revolution Wrestling?
I don't know. I don't look so far much into the future with this company. I look more towards what's going to happen next. I don't look for what's going to happen, what's going to happen at the end of next season. What are we going to do? I'm always thinking about, okay, what are we going to, because when it comes to wrestling, when it comes to someone, like when I first started wrestling, I was hurting, I was sore, I had whiplash, I was hurting really bad. But when right after I got done with my first practice, my next day I was all sore and everything, I still wanted to get back in. I was like, I love doing it. I want to get back in and, keep going. Given my first match already, I wasn't ready. I knew I wasn't ready. But at the same time, I wanted to get back in. I wanted to do a lot of things, and I wanted to get going and start, getting ready to finally compete for real against in front of fans. But like I said, I don't know what it is next season. Like I said, I'm only looking for what's going to happen. When are we going to start training again? When are we going to start our first show? When can I see the guys again? Because that was always fun for me. But like I said, I'm not looking for what's in the future. I'm looking for what's going to happen now.
So one day in the future, when times have changed, and if you and D-Row don't work out, do you think you'll maybe be a champion one day?
Like I said, I don't see anything like that right now. Like I said, I look for right now. If I had to give you an answer right now, I don't know what we're gonna do. I would like us to be champions. I like to, become a team. If the Princeton preps don't work out, maybe we team up on the side on some occasions. Maybe we go a separate ways, see how the singles competition sees for us. But right now, I don't see us splitting up at any time soon. I see us becoming champions, taking over the tag team division of Revolution Wrestling. Maybe even forming a few alliances with other teams or other people to join our group. So.
And another question: if Revolution Wrestling does not work out, and if you decide to take on your own business, do you think maybe someday you'd take on like your own wrestling business here in Princeton, Illinois?
First, I really wouldn't call it a business because I wouldn't really make any money off of it to begin with. As far as payment, I do see us. I've talked about it with a few other people before. It's a financial thing because you have to look at it as what are things going to cost in order to do it, because you got to consider the ring, you got to consider a stage, some type of curtain, anything to hold it up in, some type of venue to place it in. You got to think of who are going to be competing at these shows. You need music for people, which costs money too. You need all this equipment in order to put on a show. I'm not looking to do that right now. Do I want to? Oh, heck yes, I want to do this. But it's a matter of money. One person alone will not be able to do it. I know that for sure. I wouldn't be able to do it alone. But like I said, being able to, where am I going to store the ring when we take it down? We're not going to keep it up all the time. But am I looking to start one eventually? Yes, like I said. Oh, heck yes. I don't know when. I'm thinking maybe in 2016 I'll start one. It'll probably be in the Beaver County area, probably more so in Princeton. Putting on shows, maybe backyards. Probably to start off would be backyards, but trying to get a lot of people to come. Putting on a show at probably the fairgrounds. They've done fairground shows before. I wouldn't mind doing a show back at Logan School or Logan Junior High. Being able to put on a show here in this county would be so much easier. Driving for Revolution Wrestling all the way to Streeter is so tough because it is an hour away to drive. It gets tough. I was traveling twice a week when I first started doing this because it was just so tough. Gas money was really expensive. Everybody was pitching in for gas money to just be able to go out there. But I wanted to get better. I wanted to be able to start competing. I wasn't expecting to start competing at the end of this year, or before the end of this year. I was expecting to just train. But they wanted to get me in the ring, and I was able to put on a good few matches. So I'm happy about that. But starting a wrestling company, like I said, it's a financial issue. But I do look at starting my own in the next couple of years, probably in 2016. So.
Well, I hope all of that works out for you, and you get to come to Princeton, Illinois to wrestle, because about 7,600 people live in Princeton, Illinois, and they would attract more people because the Beaver County Fair, of course.
Yeah, that's correct.
A lot of people come to that from even from different states. People come, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And if you guys went out there and wrestled, you guys would make probably.
If we did, sorry for cutting you off, but
sorry.
if we did do a show at the Beaver County Fairgrounds, as much as like for Revolution Wrestling, it's all free. Every show you go to for Revolution Wrestling is free. But when it comes to the fairgrounds, when you look at the people, I'm saying this right now, if we do this wrestling thing in 2016, I would charge people, and we were able to get at the fairgrounds for, the week in August that they do the fairground thing, I would charge people to come see a show. I don't expect to get a lot of people. I won't charge a lot for things, but I don't expect to get a lot of people. Most of us I'm looking at right now as far as who's going to join this if I do it. There not a lot of people, or probably none of us are going to be trained. But it's a wrestling show for people. But I'd love to see it. I don't plan on being like a main attraction for it, but I do want people to come and have a good time seeing it. Maybe a few laughs, few cheers and all that. But like I said, it's still up in the air right now, so we'll see what happens at the end of next season.
Well, thank you for this interview. I really appreciate you coming here to talk to me tonight.
You're welcome.
I do one more quick question, and you don't have to make this.
You ask me as many questions as you want.
You don't have to make this a long question. But what's the largest, most attendance you've ever had? When you go to Streeter, what was the largest attendance you've ever had, if you can remember by recall?
I don't remember in attendance what we had because it was an outdoor show. Like I said, we don't charge a thing, so we don't keep track of what people would get. But we did have a show, if you guys look it up, like I said, that's youtube.com/FYWrestling. We did a show on August 30th of this year called Invade Streeter, which was if you guys know, cruise nights in Streeter. They do the car shows, they do a whole bunch of other events there during that, I guess, that night or that weekend. But I think we probably had, I want to say about 50, maybe 75 people at one time over the course of the entire show. Whether it was probably with people leaving to go to the car show because the car show was during the show, like halfway through or 3/4 of the show in.
Right.
The car show was going on, so people were going to go that, and then other people showed up. I would say we probably had about 150 people come and watch. Not the whole show, but throughout the entire show, we probably had about 150 people come and watch.
Well, that's really.
I didn't compete that night. I didn't debut yet. But, I know when I first debuted in my first match, I had about 30 people watching me. So, but of course, when it comes to wrestling, you can't focus. When it comes to any sport, you can't focus on what's going around you. You have to make sure you know what's going on around you, in case something bad happens. Luckily enough, make sure nothing bad happens when you do it. But you got to know your surroundings at all times when you're wrestling or when you're playing other sports. You got to make sure you know what's going on around you. But I think I had about 30 people watching me wrestle. So that was nice.
Well, that's a really good number of people coming to watch you.
Thank you.
And
you got any more? Like I said, I got all night to do this.
Well, I don't really have too many more questions to ask you.
Keep them coming.
But I really want to say thank you for your time to come and for this interview.
Okay.
I would like to have maybe some of your other guys, if I could interview them as well.
I'm pretty sure you could probably get D-Ro and I to come, and Darren and I get on a show. We could talk about it. I know Darren, I know we've talked about it in Revolution Wrestling before. Darren would like to do a
Personal interview?
prep show.
Okay.
We want to do a prep show. We want to do it more so in the ring. But doing this, we could do that. We could talk about it. I'm pretty sure we could probably get us on here. There's a few other people. I know there's a friend down the street from here. His character name is Zach Ryan. Pretty sure you could get him on here too. I could probably get him up. You could probably do it this weekend. There's another person you could probably do it with too. There's even a referee you could get an interview with too. But yeah, you set up. I could set up, or you could set. You're the interviewer. You're the YouTube guy, as some of us like to call you. But yeah, if you can get it all set up, you tell me who you want. Well, I could probably get him here and do an interview.
Well, thank you, and I would like to do that in the near future sometime. Thank you for coming here this evening to have an interview, and I wish you the best of luck in Revolution Wrestling. So I hope you kick a lot of ass, and one day hope you become either a tag team champion with D-Rail or like a WWE champion someday. But good luck in Revolution Wrestling next season, and go ahead and kick a lot of ass.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Have a good Revolution Wrestling evening.
Thanks.